like they're wanted.
Right.
To take care of it. So it's not 100% across the board to answer your question, All-Star.
Right.
There's not a cookie cutter.
Because I will say that, like you just said, there's a plethora of women out there that want a man that can take care of everything. I guess that makes them feel like they have someone in their corner, right? Or it makes them feel like having a man that can take care of everything makes them feel like they have some superpower or something. You know what I'm saying? But I think your answer is basically like in the beginning, a female should accept a man that she understands exactly where he is, what level he is.
You said it right there.
Right you know what I'm saying?
That's the love thing. So let me go ahead and rephrase. He also was saying that, in this particular conversation, if a man should be the breadwinner, should he take care and provide for his woman, and what's the percentage? Everything, 100% or 50-50. That is decided between the two that's in a relationship. I'm going to go back to say love. I ain't going to talk about it. I could be a billionaire. You feel me? And I love you so much that money don't really matter. I should have that conversation with you. If I get into a relationship with a woman and all she's talking about is money, then guess what? We don't have a relationship anymore. Because you came in with the expectation, a hidden agenda, which breaks the trust barriers. Nobody wants that. Be honest, communicate, and bring all the opportunities. And I call them opportunities because if you don't actually capitalize on those opportunities, you're going to find yourself in a house by yourself with a bunch of cats. I'm just saying. It depends on the situation, and I'll go back and forth on that all day long. 50-50. If your wife says, hey, I want to be important, I want to be half on everything, that's your decision. That's your relationship. There's some old-fashioned guys like myself. I was taught to provide mostly for everything. If your wife want to take care, whatever, to offset it, she's a helpmate. That's what the Bible says. A wife is a helpmate. If you fall short, she should be able to pick it up. You understand? But for the majority of it, you should be able to take care of her and your offsprings. That is your job. That is your responsibility as a man.
Right. And that should be discussed in the beginning. Yeah.
Preach.
I agree.
Preach.
I agree. Because you get caught up in these relationships, and some people don't understand how do we get here.
Exactly.
You should have discussed
20 years later.
How did we get here? Callaway. So, do you think that, let's say a couple's been together for, I don't know, let's start off with 10 years. Is it possible that all 10 of those years were the best?
No.
Is it possible someone be together for 15 years and people looking at them say, man, they've been together for 15 years? But do you understand all 15 of those years might not have been good years?
I'm going to say it like this. You ever play sports?
Yeah.
What sport did you play?
Basketball, football.
All right, so let's use basketball, right? So in basketball, when you first started that first day of practice, were you the best?
No.
So what you're saying is over time, you got progressively better.
James Sykes said 50-50 all day. He said, pay what you weigh. That's James Sykes. He crazy, man.
The beautiful thing is that there's somebody for everybody.
Yeah.
And there's people that's going to believe the same way. And there's no knocking that.
Yeah.
But going back to the question is, I believe the healthiest relationships are relationships that actually learn from their mistakes moving forward.
Yeah.
If you come into a relationship thinking that you're perfect, you're probably not going to last that long.
Right.
So in my personal relationship, my first 2-3 years was hell. And it takes a strong person to say, hey, you the one. And to listen to the voice of God in my case. To say, hey, I have a patience about this. I know for a fact that this is it. But am I willing to stick through it, the endurance. Am I able to stick it through to make it make sense? In a lot of cases in this new society, no. The answer is no. That's why so many single people, and a new topic that I've been not researching, they just keep popping up in social media and grams, is people having multiple partners.
Oh, wow.
So they're bringing in mostly, what I'm saying is 2 women to a man, polygamy. Whatever floats your boat, whatever works for you. Alpha man is what they're looking for, and you have 2 women.
Right.
To me, if you're not honest and you don't have the communication, but it's like it's just like having 1 woman. If you don't do it right, you're gonna have 2 headaches.
Right.
So, hey, there's no absolutes. That's Callaway's favorite saying, and I'm sticking to that.
Yeah.
Book it.
But altogether, Callaway, I really don't think a relationship, if communication and respect is there, I think you can work through a lot of things. Like, I think sometimes men think that the female is just supposed to do this because she's my girl. And I think the opposite, that women think that a man is just supposed to do this just because you're my man. But if you don't have that respect and that trust, it's hard. It's hard for somebody. How can I go out there and bust my ass all day if you don't respect me or I don't trust you? How can I say that I'll take a bullet for you if you don't respect me or you don't trust me? I don't trust you. It's hard. It's hard to get to that level. A lot of people look at the Sierra and Russell thing and they, oh God, the way he looks at her. Oh God. The way he talks about her. He said he was scared he might lose her. Well, when I sit back and think about that, I say, you know what? Sierra done showed Russell that in this whole world, with all this money and all this thing he's got, she just want him. And that's why he's doing what he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
I think it goes deeper than that.
Yeah.
I think it's pick and choosing. I'm going to go back to the cafeteria Christian. The cafeteria person is somebody who's going to pick and choose something to idolize. And idolizing is a sin. Yeah. So let's go back to the idolizing. We talked about the grass is green on the other side. If you ever grown grass before, it's not the grass. It's what's up under it. It's actually the dirt.
Right.
Write that down. It's the dirt. And it's the grit. It's the fertilization. It's actually massaging the soil before you ever have any growth. And that's the problem. We're all so quick to look at TV in fantasy land. You're not with Russell Wilson and Sierra 100% of the time. You're only there when it's media day.
Yeah.
So yes, that glance and that glamour and that money and the big houses and the cars and the kids catching. Guess what? That's fantasy land.
Right.
There's not a relationship that's perfect. And if you ever embark upon or trip upon something that seems to be perfect, run.
Yeah.
Run.
Right. It's not going to be perfect.
Nothing's perfect.
But Calvin, let me give you my take on something. I want you to give me your take after I finish. So I think that men make a mistake. Us men, we make a mistake. We think we need to fix every problem that our wife, girlfriend has. And I think sometimes, let me give you an example. Your wife, girlfriend, whatever, she comes home and she's just mad about what's happening at the office. And she's like, I can't take it. This ain't right. And she's telling you all these issues at the office. Now, this is just my take. I don't think she's telling you this for you to carry your ass up to the office and beat somebody up. No. I don't think she's telling you this for you to email somebody at the office. I don't think she's telling you that for you to do anything. I just think she just needs you to listen. Just listen. You know what I'm saying? I think we think that we're all so strong and we got the key to the world that we want to fix it. When actually, you just need to listen to her. Just let her talk and listen to her. I mean, but don't go out and say, hey, I can fix this for her. You can't. All at that point, all you can do is just listen. What do you think about that?
I totally 100% agree. And I had to learn that the hard way. 2 people that I really genuinely care about, 2 different times of the year. I don't know if it was the same year.
Mhm.
They both came at me the same way.
Right.
They and I pride myself on being a good listener,
Right.
but I was the guy that wanted to fix it.
Right.
And with that comes growth, man.
Yeah.
So I'll answer that by saying that with each individual, it takes time to get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It ain't something you can just go and pick up at Walmart. They out of it. They don't have no 6-packs of listening. So I'll leave you with this. There's a commercial, old school commercial. It starts up in the living room. You see a fireplace. You see a guy's arm around the couch, hugging a young lady on the couch, and she's talking. You can just hear her voice, right?
Right.
And she's complaining about her day, and he's like, I got this aching feeling. I don't understand what it is. It just hurts so bad. It's just radiating. And you can see the impatience of this guy. His hand is just patting the side of the couch like, I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to fix it. She goes, no, don't be trying to fix it. And the camera zooms into the front of the couple, and the female has a huge nail in her skull. And he's just trying to pull it out. And she's saying in some of the words, stop trying to fix things. And it's the most humorous thing you ever want to see. But in real life, in retrospect, I 100% agree. That's something that needs to be learned, though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
can't fix it,
you
man.
can't
Just listen.
Sometimes you, and I'm going to say this, guys, and this right here, I just learned this year from another colleague of mine.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to let a woman fail on her own. Write that down.
Right.
So the whole issues, you are a sounding board sometimes. That comes with the territory. You want the lingerie, you want the hot cooked meals, you want the freaky deaky in the bedroom. Sometimes you need to shut up and just listen to your wife or your significant and just listen. I promise you, she would love you a whole lot more. Whether you feel like it or not, you need to let her know and make her understand that she's just that important.
Yep.
That you can take all your vomit of a day and vomit all over me, and I'm okay with it. Whether you listen or not, pretend like it at least, for crying out loud. That is a jewel. And that is free advice. You could take it or leave it.
Yeah.
It's just straight up.
You know what, Callaway, I could see a female, the wife or girlfriend coming home from work, and she's complaining every day about this job. And I can see a man thinking he needs to fix it, saying, just quit. Just quit your job. Don't do that, fellas.
Yeah. A lot of times we say
you can't
nagging.
fix it. Just listen.
A lot of us say, "Oh, you're just nagging. You nag,
Yeah,
nag,
just
nag."
listen, man.
That's the youth. Yeah,
Just listen.
Listening is a golden gem, man.
Yeah.
Listening will make you Superman in your household, bro.
Oh yeah,
Just
listen.
Just make it do what it do.
Just listen, because 10 minutes later it's gonna be forgotten.
Yeah.
So Kelly, what you think about toxic relationships? Like why would you stay in a toxic relationship? Like what would you say is yours? What would you say is like a reason why people stay in toxic relationships, bro?
Well, toxic relationship. First of all, toxic to me is a meaning of being sick. Right? It's a meaning that it needs to be fixed, and it's not really the opposing party responsibility. There's an agenda of love, and there's a weight amount of patience to go along with that.
Right.
If you're in a toxic relationship and you're cognitive that you're in a toxic relationship, then it's up to you to make that choice or decision to free yourself.
Right.
Now, if you're so deep in it and you can't see it, you are also sick.
Right.
And you need to seek help. But that's got to be an outside interference, because hurt people hurt people.
Yeah.
And the reason why you toxic in the first place probably came from a relationship prior to that where somebody hurt you or disrespected you or talked down and belittled you or didn't make you feel good as a person. And then you get into this new relationship and you bring this whole bag of baggage of negativity into this new relationship. And this person genuinely cares about you and has expectations
Yeah.
of what is going to end up like. So that's
Expectations.
2 sick people in a relationship that
Don't
qualifies for that toxic relationship.
Don't do it.
My answer is you just pray, you know,
Yeah.
and be around people who care about you that will tell you that, hey, yo, bro, this right here, this ain't the one.
Yeah.
Let's
see what are some toxic signs that you're in a toxic relationship.
Bing, 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 bong.
Envy or jealousy.
A whole bunch of that.
Toxic. Controlling behaviors.
Where you been?
That's toxic. Resentment. Toxic. Dishonesty. Toxic.
I was with Cheryl.
Disrespectful. Toxic.
I don't need you.
Lack of support. Toxic.
Toxic.
What else is on here? It's just I really don't understand why people stay in a toxic relationship, man.
Lots of, I mean, I think it's the root.
Yeah.
It's the root.
Yeah.
Not knowing, right?
Not knowing. No. Well, is it maybe because they think they can't find better?
Well, it could be.
Like he got a good job. She got a banging body. Even though she crazy, or even though he smoke and drink too much and ain't got his stuff together, you know, he look good.
By whose standards is
But what I'm saying, it's got to be a reason to stay in a toxic relationship because you're going through all this up and downs.
So I'll give you an example. And this is just Callaway's vision. Callaway. So I grew up in a household where my grandmother and grandfather argued every single day.
Every day.
They cursed and they fought. They were loving people toward us, but every day they fighting. You know, whether it be verbal abuse or a verbal attack or something physical. And you know, most of us that were in that situation at the household, we went out and we started our own relationships. And with our relationships, you can just look at each relationship. We all thought that was normal.
Yeah.
Right? Not calling names, but I quickly pushed myself to the outside to learn from what was going on because I hope to be in a normal, by anybody's measurements, normal relationship. And I kind of figured that out by, you know, just learning and seeing other relationships that was not normal. So just picture yourself all your life, that's all you've seen, right? Dad cheating, mama disrespecting and bringing the kids into arguments, you know,
right?
Not valuing the relationship, and then as a kid, and I had a TV show that we were working on called Through the Eyes of a Child, which basically means that we always, you know, overlook the child because they don't know what's going on. They do. You're bleeding that toxic relationship right into that child.
Right.
So we have to be cognitive of how we're treating the people around us because we take that into our relationships, and we think it's okay. Tyrone hit me, but it's okay. I just fixed him a hot meal. That's because that's all they've seen in their life.
That's what. They grew up seeing that.
On the outside, if you grew up in a loving family where nobody ever hit your mom in front of you, right?
Yep.
Nobody ever disrespected your father and told him he wasn't SHIT because he lost his job, you know, and it wasn't his fault, and he's still trying. You feel me? But that I mean, that's just weighing. You got to weigh in on each different case. So I'm going to use my favorite term here. I'm going to push the button for generational curses because generational curses could actually make you or break you. It depends on how strong you are.
Right. Facts.
No cap. Facts.
Yeah.
That's what the young folks call it. No
I'm
cap.
telling you, man.
Straight up.
I'm telling you.
Straight up, dog.
and that date when you know what kills me, man? What kills me is when somebody is dating thinking that this person has potential.
Let's define potential.
Potential means I can see this person maybe becoming a doctor later, or I can see this person maybe becoming a realtor later. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm not a doctor. Right now, I'm not a realtor. Accept me or her, what she is right now, because that's what you're getting. That's what you marry. You're marrying the person what they are right now, because you don't know what 2 years from now is going to be. So I think people get married thinking that, women. I'm talking to the women. Women think that sometimes they can marry a man and they can make him better.
There's a lot of
they think that girl, I think I can mold him and make him something. No, you can't. Back in the day, they said a book is the same damn book. Even if you read it today or if you read it next month, it's going to be the same book in most cases. Not all cases, but most cases. So if you get with someone and they say that they work a 9 to 5, they make X, Y amount of money, you're marrying that person. You're not marrying a person that has potential to be a doctor or whatever. Accept it that I want to marry you as you are right now. And that goes both ways, him and her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you don't know. If you only get married because you think a person is going to turn into an NBA star,
you get married for the wrong reason.
You're getting married for the wrong reason. If you marrying someone because you think a person is going to win the lottery, you're marrying for the wrong reasons.
Expectation.
I'm marrying you because you are in college and you're trying to become a doctor.
What happened to learning who that person was deep down inside? What's their favorite color?
Oh, shit.
What do they like to do in their spare time?
Oh, yeah.
What are their fantasies in life?
Right.
You feel me? Those basic things paint the foundation for a successful and happy relationship.
Yeah.
If you're worried about what a person's going to become, you're with the wrong person.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't seek a mate that's got their stuff together.
Yeah. By all means, if you want a doctor, marry a doctor.
But why would you want a doctor? That's the question.
Yeah.
Why are we seeking out doctors? That means that your mind is not on love. Your mind is not on relationship. Your mind is on money. That means you're a survivor. That does not mean that you're a equal spouse or balanced spouse.
Yeah.
You want somebody to take care of you. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Okay, and if that's what you want, say it, but don't look for happiness. Money does not equate to happiness.
Yeah, it don't, man. It don't.
It doesn't. And so many of us, we think that. It's like, oh, he got all of this. All right, it'll make life easier for you. But let me paint this picture to you.
Go ahead.
If you are a miserable person being broke, you're a fool of a person, just crazy, right? If I tap an amplifier to you, you're going to be that much more of a fool, that much more of a crazy person.
Right.
Nothing changed. We just amplify who you were in the beginning. So it's very important that you get to know who you want to spend the rest of your life with.
Right.
Who you're spending your time with at this current moment.
Right.
Because time is something that you can't get back.
You cannot.
Money you can spend all day long. You can get that back, but your time?
Bro, you can't get your time back.
Your time you'll never get back. You'll never see again.
Man, talk about that some more, man.
Time. Time.
Wasting time with the wrong person, man. Man, that is terrible, man.
And you'll never know.
And then if the person never ever even wanted to put the effort that it takes to have a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes, my way of thought process is everything happens for a reason. No, Dr. Galloway, right? I think sometimes, just say, for instance, if you had this objective of being with one person for a long time and it didn't work out, maybe God was preparing you for something or somebody else.
Right.
So
Facts.
you could have all this practice, is what I call it.
Yeah.
But the problem that I see a lot of time is that when things don't work out as we think as humans should work out, then we become jaded. and we stop looking at the possibility of happiness and being positive, we start looking at negativity. And when you start looking at more negativity, you get in your own way.
Right.
And you become very unhappy. You become that toxic person.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes the things that we cannot explain, we just have to just take it for what it is. It's a learning lesson. L doesn't mean loss. It means to learn. And if you can actually learn something, I don't care if it took 2 days or 20 years, if you learn something from it, then you're better off than you were yesterday.
Right.
Today ain't promised to nobody. But in this very moment, we have everything that we need. We have everything that we can, cause tomorrow ain't promised. Right this second, we talking.
Right.
We got air in our lungs. We got our health. We got a roof over our head. We got food in our stomachs. We got a shirt on our back. We can't foresee it. And a lot of times we put too much energy on what about tomorrow? Or what about yesterday? Yesterday gone.
Yep.
And if you keep looking in the rearview mirror, you'll never get to the future.
Right.
Because we still he did me like this. Yeah, he did. But what did you learn from that?
Yeah. Yeah. Don't make that mistake again.
Don't make that mistake. So what are we going to do? Yeah. And then again, it could be that, you know what, that person was for you.
Right.
But they have to be conditioned a little bit. They have their own process and their own growth to the point where they could possibly be that mate for you later on down the road.
Right.
It could be.
It's a time. It's a time and place.
It's a time and place and a process, as I learned from my significant other. It's in my own process. That's what she says a lot of times.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and leave it at that. Yeah. Shout outs to Ava, another veggie addict, satisfying Atlanta and surrounding areas with vegan meals and dietary restriction meals. Vegan meals on wheels. Also, shout out to Alexa Vega with Allstate. And don't forget about the grown folk life, Monticello's. Monticello's is located right in the heart of Smyrna, Marietta area off the corner of Windy Hill and Powell's Ferry Road. 3 different clubs in one. You have your cigars and your cognac or your bourbon. You can go in and have a comedy special. T.I. paid us a special visit last week. And also you have the Grown and Sexy spot where we had Kiki Wyatt the other night. We had Life Jennings pay us a visit and so many more celebrities. So, it's always about what you're doing. I'm very thrilled at this particular point that I got a chance to come back here to my brother All-Star and to be a part of this straight up TV. Thank you for having me as a co-host, and relationships, they go a long way. And my closing statement is this: relationships, you're born into one, you're going to die in one, whether it be a significant other or a business venture. It's very important that you learn how to be in a relationship, be a part of a relationship, be a good listener, and most importantly, learn how to learn. Because we're so selfish as people that we don't understand how to listen. We don't want to listen. We want what we want. I tell my 6-year-old all the time that I'm punishing you and I'm talking to you because you're becoming a spoiled brat. Throwing tantrums is something that we don't tolerate in our household. And if I don't fix it now at 6 years old, you're going to grow up to be a grown person throwing tantrums as a grown-up. He looked at me like, nah, Daddy, grown-ups don't throw tantrums. Yeah, grown-ups do throw tantrums. Go to Lenox Mall. Go to Lenox Mall during Valentine's Day and Jerome buy the wrong purse. It ain't a Birkin. It ain't a Louis Vuitton. And watch that woman act a fool. Or let's switch it up. What if Jerome wanted and had an expectation from Tasha to be at home at a certain time with lingerie on with silk petals and candles all over the place, but there was no communication whatsoever. He painted a fictitious scene in his head, and now he's blowing up on the woman that loves and cares about him.
Right.
People, it's a give and take. And this is what I say about the do's and the don'ts of relationships. There's no perfect. It's only about the people who want to be in them. Remember, we wake up every day with a decision and a choice. You have to choose wisely because the words that you can say will affect the relationship that you will or won't have tomorrow.
Right, bro. Let me eat that. All right, so listen, man. Take the time. If you get in a relationship, take the time to learn each other, man. Take the time to learn each other, and maybe you need to take the time so you can begin to respect this person. And once you respect this person, a person will know that you respect them because you'll talk different, you'll move different, you'll treat them different, and they can feel that you respect them and that you love them. You know what I'm saying? Everything is like a plant. Mm-hmm. A plant just it's just not a plant when you plant it. It has to grow. Mm-hmm. It has to grow up, and it has to grow up and become something. So take the time to learn each other and figure out if this is what I want or not. And then the second thing is, like I said, respect and trust, but also go into a relationship 100%. Engage in everything you need to engage in. Be that person that shows that, yes, I'm here for a purpose. I want to be in this relationship. Be in a relationship because you want to be in a relationship. Don't be in a relationship because my girlfriend in a relationship, my uncle in a relationship. Mm-hmm. Be in that relationship because you want to be in a relationship. Relationships are hard work, but once you put that hard work into a relationship, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And like Jake Calloway was saying earlier, your kids ain't gonna do nothing but take away from that. They see how you treated their mom. They see how your mom treated your dad.
Yep.
And that grows with them. And when they go up to high school and college, or whenever they have relationships, they're going to reflect on how they seen their dad opening up the door for his mom while she was getting in the car and out the car.
Right.
They're going to see how the mom fixed the dad dinner plate. They're going to see all this stuff, and they're going to take that and they're going to use that when they get in a relationship, man. Like I said, relationships are not hard. It's just two people have to buy into the system that I want to be with this person just as bad as they want to be with me. This unbalanced stuff is not going to make it. You're ready to expire any minute now because it's a competition. When it turns into a competition, it's over. It's over. One good argument and it's done. It's done. And what Calloway said, man, don't spend all that time. Don't spend all that time, man. You know, that's like, you can't get that time back, man. Jake Calloway, you cannot get that time back, bro.
Can't get
that time is gone, bro.
Yeah.
Move on, bro. Mm-hmm. So I say again before we close, go into a relationship, make it known that you're here for the relationship. Set your goals and set what you want to achieve by working in this relationship. Say, never lie to me, I won't lie to you.
There it is.
Be straight up direct with it. You know what I'm saying?
You have to set that standard up front.
Yeah.
If you set that standard up front, and a lot of guys are going to get mad at me about this, I'm okay. You can throw daggers at me all you want to. But I entered in my relationship, and I told you it was toxic the first couple years. But as we grew, I can walk around and leave my phone out anywhere I want to. Why? Because I know I'm doing right. I teach my little boy integrity is doing the right thing all the time, regardless of if anybody's watching. Yeah, there's a whole lot of distractions. If you want to look at women with your woman. That sounds crazy, Calloway. What you talking about? Your woman know you looking at women. Your woman looking at men. Be honest about it.
Yeah,
and
honest.
The thing about it, that honesty is going to go a long way. If you have to hide your phone, if you have this feeling in your chest when your wife walk into your job unexpectedly, you doing something wrong.
Oh shit! I wasn't ready for that.
I'm just saying.
I wasn't ready for that.
But a lot of us, we think that's okay because we men, we're hunters. BS.
Yeah.
Get that out your system. If you ever thinking about a committed relationship, go ahead and do all your dangerous, crazy stuff while you single.
Yeah.
All right? If it's meant to be, it's going to be. And when you ready, then you get into that committed relationship. I'm not saying that people going to be perfect.
Yeah. It's
but
work.
you have to lead. You have to at least lead with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So honesty is good. If you don't have, let's see. Let me explain something. And this is going to be very, very crazy.
Go ahead.
Okay. This is going to be probably the opposite of what I've been saying. Okay. I learned from an old pimp. I said it. You write it down. I don't care who know it. I learned from an old pimp. I'm from Chattown, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Went to high school in Nashville.
Yeah.
First college experience was in Memphis.
Right.
That means Tennessee been pimping and been pimping and been pimping.
I
learned from the streets, right?
Yep.
One of the first golden rules of the pimp will tell you is one is she take a glance, she gonna take a chance.
Whoo! Say it one more time.
If she takes a glance, she gonna take a chance. That's the first thing I learned. The second thing that helped me as a youngster with my insecurity, and I was insecure at one particular point in time, was a old pimp or old man or old school person of the community said, "Man, let me help you out. If she goes off out of town and she happens to do something that's not faithful, you got to understand one thing. It didn't belong to you no way." We get all wound up. That's my vagina. That's not my vagina.
Yeah.
She was born with it. She gonna die with it.
Yeah.
And women can lie better than you. They multitask better than you,
God.
and they can process better than you.
Right.
So the chances of you figuring it out is slim enough. Stop stressing and stop worrying, man. When you stop worrying as much, guess what happens? That trust that you give her, she gonna understand and respect that. But if you keep on riding, where you at? Who you with? Who you talking to? All you're doing is breeding the negative and the insecurity. Right. And that's going to actually crumble your relationship.
Right.
You do not own that physical. Just because you put a ring on it and you made your vows to God doesn't mean that she meant everything that she said. It's your choice to kind of understand that beforehand. And I'm going to be 100. That's not 100%. There's no way you're going to understand it. But if you lead with trust, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get it back.
Oh yeah, that's powerful. That's powerful. I like that.
However, you're going to run across some ATLians, and they didn't have respect and trust growing up in the house in the first place, and they're going to try you.
Right.
But before you say I do, you need to look for these symbols and these signs. I call them red flags in my relationship early on, you know. If you tell me, baby, I'm going to be home at 9:30 because I got to cook this, that, and the third. No, you don't owe me any answers, but you just volunteer that information. I was taught that a man can only be measured by his actions, not what he says. So I'm going to put the same thing on a woman, right? Mm-hmm. So just say, for instance, I'm going to be there at 9:30. I'm gonna cook some fish. We got to have a fish fry. We're going to pull some tabs.
Oh,
right? And I don't see you until 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. Men, first and foremost, before I get there, don't ask no questions that you don't want to know the answer to.
Oh, man.
Men and women, don't ask questions that you don't want to know the answer to.
Men and women, he said.
Men and women. Because time you ask the question that's deemed to give you the answer, you got to know what to do with it.
Right, right.
And if you do not know what to do with it, he or she will continue disrespecting you. You opened up a wormhole at that particular point in time.
Tell him, bro.
If she does not have an answer for why she wasn't here at 9:30 like she said she was, and it's 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, she's smelling like cheap perfume, cheap cologne, and you know, whiskey, why should you ask? You need to exercise your First and your Second Amendment. That's the choice and decisions you wake up with in the first place, and make a decision, bro.
Yeah.
So trust goes a long way, but you have to look for the warning signs before you devote all your time and energy, and keep learning. Relationships, there's the way it breaks down is when you meet somebody you want to be with, you don't own nothing. You're leasing time, bro.
Yeah.
You like her, she like you. That don't mean she off the market.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't have a communication. Y'all didn't have a conversation. When you do spend enough time and you make that decision outside of lust that, you know what, guess what? I like you. I don't want nobody else to have you. Let's be girlfriend, boyfriend. Let's be in a committed relationship. Committed relationship. Committed. That means we're learning each other for the fiancé standpoint. Mm-hmm. So whatever time you set, you're learning. You're still learning. That doesn't mean she's yours. That doesn't mean he's yours. It means that you're working toward that. and you would hope and pray that there's some type of honesty about it. Now, when you say man or woman, it's a new age, you get down on one knee and you say, hey, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Now, people get this twisted. People look at this like, when I propose to you, that means we should start growing and learning. No, bruh, you backwards. You done lost. Being a fiance means that you already know me well enough to spend the rest of my life with you. Now it's having conversations about finances, how we want to raise our kids, what to expect in the marriage standpoint. In the marriage standpoint.
I understand it.
You don't wait till you get married to discuss these things.
Right, in the beginning.
Because you don't spend a whole lot of time and a whole lot of money and a whole lot of other people's time to witness this matrimony just to understand that we got the wrong person.
Right.
Because her love language is touch, and I don't like touching people. Her love language is, words of encouragement. And I'm so prideful that I'm not going to ever tell her I'm an alpha male. I'm not going to ever tell her how to feel. I'm not going to say beautiful. I'm not going to do that. But guess what? But guess what, bro? If you don't do it, the next dude gonna do it.
Yes, sir.
You don't think she go to work and there's a dude in there liking her and
lusting
over her
sir.
And is gonna say, "Good morning, beautiful."
It's called a work husband.
Work husband. Good morning, beautiful. What do they say? Grand morning.
Yes.
Namaste. Or whatever the case may be.
Listen, a lot of shit goes on at the copy machine.
A lot. And they from the night before.
Yeah.
Never let the sun set.
A lot of stuff goes on at the copy machine.
Never let the sun set, because she gonna be in the morning.
Yep.
Women are made to be emotional creatures.
Yeah.
So if you did something wrong and you allowed the sun to go down before you rectified it, you messed up right there.
Jay Calloway, tell him to go get a stick, bro. The talking stick. Tell him, bro.
Talking stick.
Tell him to get a talking stick.
Talking stick will save your relationship. I don't care what type of relationship. So
let's demonstrate it. Let's demonstrate it.
All right.
You got the stick, right?
I got the talking stick.
You got the talking stick.
So
that means what?
The talking stick.
That means I'll be quiet.
I have the floor at this particular point.
Okay.
No matter how frustrated you are,
okay,
no matter how mad you are,
you got the
no
talking
matter
stick.
how disappointed, you have to hold on to all of that.
Right.
And I get a chance to speak my mind because
you got the talking stick.
have the talking stick. So with me having this talking stick, I don't care if I'm further pissing you off. It's teaching you how to be patient. Right?
Right.
It's teaching us how to grow together.
Right.
Right? So I'm pissing you off because normally there's chaos in the household. Well, you can say whatever you want to say, and I'm talking, you cut me off. That we could be 50 years old and don't even know how to communicate with one another because we thought that because we're Americans, we can say what we want to say and do what we want to do anytime we want to. That is a falsification. If you're doing that, you're wrong. Right. Go look in the mirror.
Some shit, once you say it, you can't unsay it.
You can't unsay it.
And
women hold on to stuff, bros.
Yeah.
So I have the talking stick, right? I'm talking, right? Watch this. This is real easy. This is simple. Y'all ready? I said my piece.
Now I got the talking stick. And then I start talking.
And I can't say nothing.
Right.
No matter how much easy. I'm pissed off.
It's too easy.
So
effective communication.
That's what it is.
Last thing we're going to say before we get out of here is that thank you for tuning in. It was a good episode. We gave you our do's and our don'ts of relationships. I want to say that a relationship should start with respect and trust.
RESPECT.
Come into the relationship. Look at my mom. Hey, Mom.
Shout out to Joey Crowell and my boy CJ just popped in.
My mom said, you are so right. Twin? Being in that situation, you could get used.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
But we're going to get out of here. Jay Calloway, man, I just want to give you this one more time, man. Thank you for stopping by, man.
I appreciate you having me.
And chopping it up with me.
Before I go, I've been giving shameless plugs to everybody else except myself. So, Jay Calloway, I'm going to speak this into existence.
Go ahead.
Because
camera's on you.
The camera's on me. So I'm going to speak this into existence. If you enjoyed the conversation that you heard tonight on the do's and the do-nots of relationships, chime in, let us know. So we'll have some type of platform to move forward. Maybe Jay Calloway will co-host again here at Straight Up TV. Now, if I'm not here on a regular basis. You can also catch me on expose.com. You can catch the last movie we did, which was Whispers on the Lake, at whispersonthelake.com. Or you can catch me on the Instagram, at J_Calloway. So we got a lot of things going on. Atlanta is the Mecca. We like to give praise when praise is due. I like to say good karma to all of you that are entering into this type of relationships out there, and be kind to one another. Treat people like you want to be treated, because tomorrow's not promised, and time you can't get back. The last little thing I'll say, I ran across a parable, right? It was more of a picture, illustration. Illustration was 2 grave sites. They're both 6 feet deep. With them being 6 feet deep, there was a sign over one of them that said "Poor Dad." The other sign said "Rich Dad."
Mm-hmm.
The similarities was that there was the same grave.
Right.
So it didn't matter how much money you had or how little money you had.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take it with you.
You can't.
So you might want to balance out your time. Again, time you can't ever get back. Money is good only when you're on this earth, and be smart about what you do with that. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of these billionaires are dying. The CEO of Apple died with billions of dollars in the bank. What you gonna do with that? Right. With all these people on earth, they could have used that. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But time, to me, and this is just a Callowayism, time is all that we have. We're out of time for now. We do appreciate you coming in and tuning in with Straight Up TV and giving us the opportunity to be straight up.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know who I am, put your fingers to the keyboard and Google somebody. J.Calloway. Exposed Concepts, Whispers on the Lake. And tonight, Straight Up TV with yours truly, All-Star.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Once again, bro, thank you for stopping by, man.
Man, it's a pleasure, man. All
right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, and comment. Tell us what you liked about our opinions
Carlos,
about
I see you.
do's and don'ts relationships, man. And once again, we out.
Go.